This podcast is sponsored by Highclere Castle Gin, born from a castle, renowned for its parties and acclaimed for its taste. Highclere Castle Gin is the winner of over 200 international spirit awards with a triumphant 100-point score. Pick up a bottle for yourself at highclarecastlegin.com.
Okay, so it feels like, everywhere you look these days, it's all about those reboots, right? You've got those classic shows coming back, and everyone's talking about the new Matlock. I mean, it's got everyone buzzing.
Yeah, definitely.
And it gets you thinking, right? Can they really capture that old magic, or is it going to be a total letdown?
Right.
So today we're doing a deep dive into two big reboots to see what's working, what's not. We've got Matlock, which is already making some noise.
Right.
And then there's the return of Wizards of Waverly Place. Everyone remembers that one.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's jump right in with Matlock, okay? Because the premiere episode, get this, 7.73 million viewers. That's huge. Biggest series debut on CBS, 5 years?
Yeah, it's a big deal.
And the critics, they're loving it, especially Kathy Bates. She's killing it as that, sharp, witty lawyer.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. What's really got everyone talking is the whole premise. I mean, you usually think legal dramas, it's all about those young hotshot lawyers, right?
All right, exactly.
But this time, we got Madeline Matlock. She's a total pro, knows her stuff, and she's using her age, her experience, you could even say her, invisibility to her advantage. In a world that's obsessed with being young, that's a pretty cool twist, wouldn't you say?
I think it's brilliant, actually. What's so interesting about Matlock is how it plays into, or maybe even kind of pushes forward, this idea, right? This cultural shift where we're challenging those old ideas about aging. You see more and more older adults wanting to be represented in a real way, getting away from those tired stereotypes. And Matlock, it put as the main character's age front and center, not as some kind of weakness, but as something powerful, like a source of wisdom and strength, which honestly feels super relevant right now.
And it seems to be clicking with people. But okay, let's switch gears for a sec. Talk about a reboot that's going for a different vibe. Nostalgia. Wizards of Waverly Place, it's back, bringing us back to the Russo family and all that magical chaos. Only this time, it's all about Justin Russo. He's all grown up, dealing with, the joys and, let's be real, the chaos of being a parent. But of course, there's a twist, because Justin's raising his kids in a totally magic-free house, at least until Aunt Alex shows up. She's back, and let's just say she needs a little favor, and it kind of throws everything upside down. So we've got Matlock over here doing something new, and Wizards going for that comfy, familiar feeling of a classic. What do you think? What are the good and the bad of each approach?
It's a tough balance to strike. With Matlock, you're trying to make something that both the old fans and the new generation can enjoy, which is tricky because you can end up alienating both groups if you're not careful. Wizards, on the other hand, has that nostalgia factor going for it right off the bat. But then the risk is that it just ends up feeling the same, repetitive if they lean too hard on what worked in the past. I think for both of them, the big thing is how well they pull it off, how they deal with the challenges they've set up for themselves.
Yeah, it's true. Reboots are definitely a bit of a gamble. But if you play your cards right, it can really pay off. What we're seeing is that there's no secret formula. If you want to breathe new life into something like Matlock, you got to tap into what people are talking about right now. And if you want to bring back a show like Wizards, you got to respect what made it special while also bringing something new to the table.
Exactly, yeah.
So it kind of makes you wonder, right, what about those shows we grew up with? What would we like to see get a reboot? And how would we do it? Would we go for that fresh take like Matlock, or take a trip down memory lane with something like Wizards? It's something to think about,
Yeah, for sure.
Lots to consider when it comes to these reboots, that's for sure.